We continue our journey with the holy words of W.E.B, DuBois, and James Cone. Today I read selection from Cone's books that I wasn't going to tell nobody. Chapter 6, I started Walkin and Talkin, the Cross and the Lynching Tree. People often ask me, which of your books is your favorite? I really couldn't say. It's like choosing one of my children. Not an easy choice to make, and one we probably shouldn't entertain. But with the Cross and the Lynching Tree, my latest offspring, I now have a favorite. It is definitely the most difficult and challenging book I've written, and a culmination of my life's work that engaged not only my mind, but also the spiritual dimension of my whole being. I put my whole self into it, holding nothing back. As I wrote, I had to wrestle with memories I had wanted to forget, but could not. It's almost as if I didn't choose to write it, but it chose me. I started with the text, "They put him to death by hanging him on a tree." Acts 10:39, Peter's powerful description of Jesus' crucifixion as a public lynching. Lastly, I turned to Billie Holiday's haunting rendition of Abel Maripold's Strange Fruit. The southern trees bear strange fruit. Blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. The question that preoccupied me is this: how did African Americans survive and resist the lynching terror while maintaining enough sanity to love each other and marry and raise their children and teach them love and respect? Faith in God and in themselves is what kept many blacks emotionally and spiritually healthy enough to love not only themselves, but also to reject hatred. The cross was not just a form of execution, it was an instrument of terror, intended as a warning to anyone who would challenge the power of Rome. In the same way, the lynching tree was not just a terrible punishment inflicted on its victims. It sent a warning to all black people, demonstrating the power of white supremacy, which could strike anyone with impunity and at any time. Writing is a form of prayer, Franz Kafka wrote in his diary. The cross and the lynching tree is my prayer, my invocation to God on behalf of black people, in the hope that their nearly 4 centuries of suffering will be redemptive for our children and grandchildren, revealing to them the beauty in their tragic past and thereby empowering them to fight the violence of white supremacy. Black Lives Matter is a partial realization of my hope. It is also my hope that whites, too, will be redeemed from their blindness and open their eyes to the terror of their deeds, so they will know that we are all of one blood, brothers and sisters, literally and symbolically, and that what they do to blacks, they do to themselves. Let us hope through God's grace and struggle together that we will be able to overcome our prejudices and the hate that separates us, and thereby empower people of all races and faiths to become the one people God created us to be. Peace and blessings on the way.